Well, hello, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that. That was a little bit of CP rail action that I caught when I was out at a business meeting last week. 2 GP 38-2s in the middle of Toronto doing a drop. I was absolutely amazed. I knew that spur was there, but I had never seen anything on it. And I was at a meeting, which I will talk about in about 15 or 20 minutes. And I wanted to say welcome. Welcome to the first Wednesday of the month. Happy March. And I'll start off with Maurice. Does everyone have their beer to drink with me? Because you are 100% correct. If you have been here before, you know that the first thing I'm going to do is welcome all of you. And I'll go through and say hello to a bunch of people in the chat in a minute. And then if you weren't with me 15, 20 minutes ago, I was out choosing beer. I have the beer right there. And you guys are going to choose what I drink. And I even have a glass this time. So let's take a look at everyone who's here. So in no particular order, I'm going to start with Wig Wag Workshop. And I'm going to say, Sparky. Hello, Sparky. How are you? I think I will drink them all. I'm just not sure I will drink them all tonight. Steve 87th, Boilermaker Rick, James from Dundas River Model Railroad, Lynn McCurdy, Rayron VR, Gerald Stewart. Hello, Mike Percibali, Russ Rockin, Joe Rader. Hello, Anthony Borden, Greg Baker. Greg Baker, I believe, is joining us from on board an Amtrak train. Tell us where you are, Greg, because you sent a little note in my pregame show, and I'd like to share that with everyone. Hello, Jeffrey Sykes from Michigan. NS 5107, aka Chazco, welcome. Forever DC 302, thank you for joining us. Who else is here? Ron Moen is here. Grain Express, that is lovely. Thank you so much. I'm really glad they arrived safely and that they look good. Hello, Mom and Son. It was a very nice introduction, wasn't it? It's always a good day when you can see some trains. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that story in a minute. Gerald Stewart, John Benicki. Who else was in early? I think Split Rock. Good evening, Split Rock. How are you? It's lovely to see you. Your peanut butter lid challenge will be coming up later in the show, because today we're going to choose the beer in a minute. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of exciting new things that have happened and that will happen. And the main attraction is the 14 entries of the Valentine's Day Peanut Butter Lid Challenge, and they're spectacular. I can't wait to share them with you. I have a new audio setup, and I'm very curious if it's made a difference, because I swiped this from my son, my 16-year-old. He doesn't know it's missing, and I'm using it instead of the computer audio. And I'm just curious, is it a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or absolutely no difference whatsoever? Let me know. All right. Got to keep up with the likes of Heath and Sparky and all those professional YouTubers that have upped their game. I even have lights coming. I know. Thanks, dear. You got to always count on Mrs. Miniprints for some honest feedback. Thank you, Mrs. Miniprints. Okay, I think it's beer time. So I will go and do this. And I will tell you a little bit about the beers tonight. The first beer that we have is called Power Play. It was chosen for the label. It is a light lager. It's only 3.5%. Oh, there we go. Hang on. My mic is trackside mic approved. That's good to know. Nathan, thank you. This is great. Thank you, guys. I'm interrupting myself, but I appreciate the feedback, and I like it. I think sound is important. Okay. Not crazy about this one. You can vote for it if you want. It's only 3.5%. It's a little light for me. but it's got a nice label, and I will drink it. I think this one's been on the show before. It's a winter spiced blonde coming in at 4.8%. And I forget the write-up. I read it on the pregame show, but I remember it involved something like toasty and crunchy and yummy or whatever. Okay. Yes, Robert, and welcome. I'm sorry if I didn't say your name before. You can vote, but I'll tell you right now, this is the beer I'm going to drink. Sam Boney's. Get it? Sam Boney. He's on Sam Boney. English bitter, coming in at 4.8%. If you do not vote for the Sam Boney, you are not my friend. Greg Baker, you're my friend. And finally, rounding it out, I really should. Way to influence the vote, huh? There we go, everybody. Yes, there we go. All right. Yes. Right. Good. Yes, dear. Sam. Everybody. Sam Boney's. Okay. And I promise you, I will drink them all. It's just not in the order. I'm not an IPA guy. I've told you this many times before. However, the write-up on the planets, and I'll have to look at it, but what is this? Oh, this is kind of cool. In the summer of 1993, the Toronto Planets took to the concrete at Varsity Arena, vying for the fledgling International Roller Hockey League's Murphy Cup against rivals such as the Sacramento River Rats, the Empire State Cobras, and the Edmonton Sled Dogs. Former Leafs Lou Franchetti and Dan Dioest made the Planet's starting lineup, even though they had barely ever skated on inline skates. It's only my 6th or 7th time on the Blades, so I was a little nervous. Dioust, I'm probably not saying that right, Dioust, told the Toronto Star after his debut, I find stopping is very hard. Find out more at there. So it's a little story about Planet called IPA. But as always, you get the final vote. There are 65 people in right now. Everybody tells me that I should tell you to hit the thumbs up button. So if you are on YouTube, please give me a thumbs up. I don't know why, but apparently everyone says it. And if you are on YouTube and you're not subscribed to me, please do subscribe, because the minute I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to do something I've only ever done once before, and that is put everything on the Miniprints website up for sale for 20% off. Let's take a little bit of time here. It takes longer to read the can than drink the beer. That is true. Okay. Hi, Trackside Mike. Welcome. I didn't say hi to you earlier. I saw some numbers float by here. Sparky's good at doing this, 55-20. So I guess those are my YouTube stats, and that means 55 of you are watching on YouTube and only 20 of you have hit that thumbs up. So as I go and crack this beer, I want to see those thumbs up go thumbs up. I don't know why, but I do. Okay, so let's see. Drinking beer while I go through all the entries to my contest. All right, Sparky, that's great. Yeah, definitely want to hear about that. So I'm going to crack the Samboni beer here. Let's just do this. And then we're going to get on with the show. I know, boy, it's taking me longer and longer to get into the main attraction each time, isn't it? Ooh, there's a write-up on the Samboni too. Here. Okay. As I pour, quick vote. Do you guys want to hear the story on the side of the Samboni can? If you do, I will take a minute and read it. If you don't, I will not be upset, and we will move on to the attraction. Okay, Sparky, do you want to hear it? My wife says no. Oh, man. Yeah, English bitter. Okay, if you are within driving distance, 2-3 hours of Miniature Printerland, please come visit me and we will go and grab a Sambonis. I will read just for you, Wigwag, and to piss my wife off, I will read this to you. Here at Henderson's, man, this type is small. Hang on, not just for modeling. Here at Henderson's, we like to do what we can to keep our friends warm and safe through the winter. To that end, we make sure to keep all of our sidewalks clear. Also, we teamed up with our friends at Elora Brewing Company. Elora is just a little town to the west of here, to brew this well-balanced, medium-bodied, refreshing English bitter with pleasing notes of caramel, citrus peel, and piney hops. There you go. And I guess there's the Elora Brewing Company logo and the Henderson logo. And for my money, an awesome label. On to the main attraction. Let's talk mini prints. All right. And let's go back to the presentation because I've got some things to share with you. So welcome everyone. Today is all about 3D scanning and 3D figures amongst other things. So I wanted to share with you some very exciting news, all related to figures. And before I do that, I also wanted to share with you that it's March. Happy March 1st. I don't know if you guys have heard the expression, in like a lion, out like a lamb. Well, wow, oh wow, is it like a lion out there. We got a major dumping of snow a couple days ago, and we've got another major dumping of snow coming in. Now, as far as I know, this whole in like a lion, out like a lamb expression really means that if March, being such a crazy weather month, starts off cold, wet, snowy, cold, nasty, whatever, spring will come by the end of the month. And Dave, that's great to know. Where did your, there we go, in like a lamb here. Well, we've got lion. And to celebrate that, every order, because you know I love giving things away, every order placed today until Sunday at midnight will come with a free set of little miniature stone lions. So it's a set, it's like the gargoyles. So if you know the mini print gargoyles, I thought, you know, I want to do a little giveaway. So how about 2 stone lions that you can't see because my fingers are in the way, that you can put in front of your house, a building, the New York Public Library. It's very Ghostbusters. So there are 2 stone lions. The pair of lions, they're available in N, HO, S, and O scale, and they're yours, free, included with every order that you place at miniprints.com between now and Sunday midnight. So how's that? So we'll start off with that. There's a little bit of a fun promotion there. In like a lion, out like a lamb. Oh yes, I should also mention that if you don't mind, please, in order to get those in your cart at checkout, there's a little coupon code. Put the coupon code MARCH and you will get your free set of lions. And don't forget to choose the scale that you want, because when you do pick it, I think it defaults at N scale, but you then can go and select HO, S, or O. If you forget, and everybody always forgets, if you forget and you don't choose the scale, we will include it in the predominant scale of your order. So if you order all HO, it'll be HO. If you order like 7 HO things and 1 O scale, it'll be HO. If you order all N scale, we'll know it's N scale. Okay. Hey, Russ, thank you for that. I guess people have hit the thumbs up. So 62 of you are in here and 47 of you have hit the thumbs up. So thank you very much. Once again, if someone wants to explain to me why this is an important thing, that's great. But I guess it's just something that we do on social media. Moving right along, we've talked about the free lions. Let's talk about the Rocky Mountain Train Show. is anyone here going to the Rocky Mountain Train Show in Denver, Colorado? Because I am, and I've never been to Colorado before, and I'm very excited. I'm very excited to add a new destination to my list of places. I've also only ever seen the Rocky Mountains twice. That's right. Once when I was a kid, and once when my wife and I did a trip out to Alberta and British Columbia mere months before our firstborn, who is now 17, was born. So I guess it's been 17 years since I've seen the Rocky Mountains. So I'm very excited. I'm very excited to go to the Rocky Mountain Train Show. And I'll tell you why in a minute. I see a few things go by in chat, and I'd like to just respond. Rayron, good news. I will be in Dallas too. So newsflash, not officially announced, but I will announce that I'm going to be at Dallas. So if you miss me at Rocky Mountain, all things going well, we will connect in Dallas. Split Rock. Come for the mountain, stay because the traffic is so bad. Well, I don't think Denver is going to have anything on Toronto traffic, but we'll see. How much paperwork is it to take your setup? Well, that's very interesting. I will talk about that another time, but I'm not going to bring my setup, but that's a longer story. I will be scanning, but there's no need to bring a lot of stuff. I have a way of figuring it out, and I will tell you about it later. All right. Moosehead beer. All right. Yes, Moosehead, very good, but we're not going to talk about beer now. Let's see. Jason Jensen's backyard. Oh, is he in Colorado? I would love to meet him. Nathan, ask me that question when we get to the peanut butter lid challenge in about 15 minutes, and I will respond. Okay, everybody. So Rocky Mountain Train Show. What is happening at the Rocky Mountain Train Show? First of all is April 1st and 2nd. I will be bringing the scanning rig, and I will be doing what I do. These are scans from Timonium. There is a sign-up page if you are going to be at the Rocky Mountain Show. The dates are April 1st and 2nd. On Saturday, the 1st, I have 20 scanning spots, and 75% of them, so 15 of the 20, are already booked. So there are 5 spots left on the Saturday. The Sunday is wide open. So the Sunday, there are 20 spots as well, and 18 of them are available. So if you are going to the Rocky Mountain Train Show in Denver, Colorado, 1 month today, I will be there scanning, and I hope to see you there. Whether or not you want to get scanned or not, if you're going, please stop by and say hello. That also brings me to the whole notion of scans, because all of the Springfield scans are now listed on miniprints.com at Minime. And I should say 95% of them are listed. So the only scans that are not listed are either the ones that I did and people have said that I cannot list, or there are a group of, I think, 8 people who I scanned as a favor to John Sacradotti, and they have not received their scans yet. But as soon as they do, I will list them on the site. But the vast majority are up at miniprints.com mini-me's. I'll show you a few of them that I think are particularly special. But one of the ones that I definitely want to feature is Gordy, the president of the NMRA. And with Gordy's scan, we're doing a bit of a fundraiser. So a portion of all the sales from the Gordy Robinson scans will be going to support the NMRAX digital initiative, which is a fantastic initiative. If you don't know it, I strongly suggest you to Google NMRAX. Tons of fantastic online seminars, clinics, that's the word I'm looking for, clinics. All right. So We've talked about mini-me's. We've talked about you can get a mini Gordy and the money is going to support NMRAX. We've talked about the Denver Train Show. NMRA is, whoops, yes, they are awesome clinics, Nissy J, and welcome. And Greg, the NMRA is also on Discord, and it just happened, so I didn't have time to put it in this deck specifically, but there is now officially a mini prints channel on the NMRA Discord. And as soon as I get off tonight, I will start populating that with content. Okay, so what's happening next? Oh, right. I wanted to share with you a few of the scans that I did. So let me take Greg's comment off, and I wonder if I can. There we go. I'll go like that. But no, I kind of want to go the other way. Can I go like that? Here are some of the scans that we did, and I wanted to just highlight some of them because you should go through and take a look if you want. These first two over here are that train couple and Crooked River and Eastern. So there are some YouTubers that people might be interested. Also, what's kind of interesting, there are a number of interesting sort of prototypical train conductors and engineers. And people have long been asking me for more of the 1950s transition era period clothing. Exactly, Hector. So this is why I wanted to put this slide up, because a lot of people have said, do you have an engineer? Do you have a conductor? Do you have something from the 50s? Do you have something that's not modern? So this is where you would go to find some of those. I'm absolutely thrilled with the way the scans have turned out. If I just go over here and grab a random handful and come back to you, here is one of the scans that I just showed you, complete with the Adlake Caro lantern. I mean, the quality of the prints that I'm getting are just fantastic. I'm really pleased with the scans that Sparky and I did at Springfield. The quality of the prints are fantastic. And yes, Split Rock, I just need human beings. So if you come to a show and you are prepared to pose for me, or if I can get people in here to Miniature Printerland, absolutely, these are 100% of the types of things that I want to do. Okay, so lots of fun scans. Check out the Mini-Me's page. Mail call. So this is a new feature that I want to do, and a few of you have been kind enough to, based on, I guess, my last live, I asked you if you wanted to send me stickers to the address there. I would be very pleased to receive them and put them on the fascia. And I have your sticker, Sparky. And I've got some mail here. So I thought if you will allow me, and there's still lots to see, so I know that we're not rocketing through here, but if you will indulge me, I would like to open some mail from people. So this is going to be a regular feature if you are kind enough to send me things. We'll call it mail call. The first comes from Lynn McCurdy. I have not opened any of these. I'm opening them online real time, and I'm going to share them with you. And I already love this. Thank you, Lynn. Look at that. This is very cool. This actually looks like it's scale brick paper that I could use specifically on a model. And let's see what I got here. Visit us at our website. Okay, Lynn McCurdy for meeting information. I think I can share that online. I don't think there's anything confidential there. So the hdmmrc.com. That's cool. And I have some new stickers. The High Desert Modular Model Railroad Club. And a little note here that says stickers for your display. Lynn, thank you so much, Lynn. I'm not going to put them up now because that'll be too disruptive because I'll be running up and down. But I will take pictures of all these stickers and I will put them up on the fascia of my modules and post a picture. So thank you. That was very kind of you. And I love the brick paper. All right. Wig-Wag Workshop, Columbus, Ohio. There's the address if anyone would like to send me a sticker. Oops. Sorry about that, folks. I was going to do that. If you have a sticker, send it to him. The him is me. This could be a segment every month. All right, let's see what I got from Wig-Wag. Ooh, that is a cool sticker, Wig-Wag. Ooh, I love it. The die cut on that is awesome. Thank you so much. This is awesome. I will put this on with pride. And I have a little note here. Hey, Dare Bernard. Always enjoy hearing you on the AML podcast day. Looking forward to seeing you, seeing what mini print you come up with next. Well, there are a few tonight you'll see. I hope you enjoyed the sticker. I will. Thank you. All right. Rocketing along. The first mail I have ever received from Honolulu, Hawaii. This is from Mr. Neil Erickson. Yes, I know. I'm sorry, Grain Express. I'm sure that I'm going to have to edit that out on post. That was horrible of me. I'm going to go to YouTube jail for that, aren't I? All right. Hey, Heath, we're opening up stickers. This is another very cool sticker from Neil Erickson. Hope these find a place on your tool chest or online. Thanks, Neil. All right, well, thank you, Neil. These will find a place on the fascia of my modules. That's cool. All the way from Hawaii. Very nice. All right, Mr. Jeff Schultz. And Jeff and I we both model Genesee and Wyoming short lines. I model, I guess the question too, Heath, is what would you like to win? I model a Genesee and Wyoming short line called the Quebec-Gatineau Railroad, QGRY. And I think my blog is back up and running. And let's see what Jeff sent. I hope these are some, ooh, it's a good looking sticker. Look at that. And look what's in the middle there, everyone. I love it. It's the Mini Prints corporate animal. Which reminds me, have I got a story for you? Bernard, yeah, I'm part of the sticker craze too, Jeff. You know what? This sticker thing is going crazy, isn't it? If you don't have a sticker for your model railroad, shame on you. If you do have a sticker for your model railroad, send it to me. And if you haven't sent it to me, shame on you. All right, Chris Gagan, another very cool sticker. Whiskey Creek, CP, N scale. I love it. I can't wait to put all these on the layout. All right, and last but not least. Okay, so this one came from Bruce McCullough, and it's puffy. So, yeah, I think I need the old X-Acto, but let's see if I can pry into this. So this is kind of interesting. What do we have in here? Ooh. Oh, this is cool. All right, so there's all sorts of things in here. First off, Amherst 2023. That's very cool. And I have a few of them. So maybe, whoops, why am I not? That's why. He sent me some Amherst 2023s. So if anyone would like one, I've got a few extras. I think I have to give one to Sparky because he helped me out a lot. So Sparky 107, if you don't have an Amherst 2023 pin, one of these is yours. I think one of these also has to go to my friend Steve. And you know what? I think this one's going to go to Heath because you three guys really helped me. So, it's perfect. I've got 4 of these. So I'd like to give one of these to Heath, one of these to Sparky, and one of these to Muskoka Steve. So these are going to go to the guys who helped out at Amherst, if you would like them, if you don't have them. Thank you. And there's one more thing here, and then we will move on because I feel like I'm not setting any land speed records tonight. Oh, it was just a pouch. All right, that's mail call. If you enjoyed it, thumbs up. Let me know, and that will be a regular feature. And I love the stickers. Thank you so much, everyone. That was very nice of you to send me mail. I do really appreciate it. I never get mail in my mailbox, so it's nice to get mail. All right, let's see what happens next on this very long broadcast. Oh, right, don't push me because I'm close to the edge. I'm sure you've all seen these to death. I made a tiny little video. It's like 30 seconds. I will show it to you, and I just, in case you haven't seen it, would love to show you the 3 newest figures. So let me show you my second little video here. Oh, yeah, that's right. I didn't put any music to it. So you can imagine the soundtrack that would be here if it wasn't copyright protected. So there's my friend Sarah dumping a body off the layout. There's Paul. And here are the new ones. So I scanned my son Max looking over the edge. This is a golfer. And this is my friend Spencer, who is hanging on for dear life. So those are the original 6 that you have all seen before. And here are the 3 new ones, Max, Golfer, and Spencer. And people seem to really be enjoying them. So definitely there will be more on the edge, including, and I think this would be a fantastic time for me to wake up the guest in the basement. Do we have a guest? Hello? Hello, basement? Hello? Do we have someone down in the basement? There we go. Down in the basement. You're there.
Yeah, but you got me just as I was trying to type.
Who were you typing to?
You.
Oh, well, why were you typing to me?
No, the over the edge stuff. I love it. And the guy just hanging off the side. You got to buy 10 of those things. It's just amazing. I love it.
They're freaking hilarious, aren't they?
I love it. I love it. You can put that thing anywhere.
I know. Let's go full screen, the 2 of us, and then I'll tell everyone why you're here. Well, you're here because you should be here.
I was going to say, why am I here?
Yeah. Well, I guess the first question is, do you have one of these?
Oh, well, I need one of those, and that'd be great.
Isn't it cool?
You were showing that, and all I kept thinking is, I went to Amherst, and all I got was a stinking pin.
Did you get a stinking pin?
Well, I'll get one next time I stop by anyway.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty cool pins. They're solid. They're very heavy. They're enamel. They feel good. Anyway, that was very kind for those to be sent along, and by Bruce McCullough. And I think it's appropriate to share one with you. But why are you here?
Well, I think with the over the edge, like I find it really fascinating that you would even take on such a creation, because nothing like that's ever been done, and I wanted to be one. So that was one thing that we were going to try. But when I got to your studio, you hit me with something else. I'm going to let you explain that, because I wasn't really dressed for it. So
No, but I think it's interesting. So when you came in, we determined, first of all, we determined that we're trying to figure out like what the pose would be, right? So kind of we came up very quickly with this idea of, standing on the edge and going like, hello, echo, kind of calling out into the great beyond, and, maybe calling over to a figure on the other side of the layout or something like that.
yeah.
So that was a pretty solid concept, right? But then I thought, I have this ability to scan in color. So we started playing around with color. And I thought, I have access to technology where we could print you out, at scale in full color. So I thought, why not have you become the first color mini print? And I got to be honest, I'm not there yet. So I wanted to show you a couple of things here. And if you look at the top, and I want to get your opinion on this, and I want to get everyone's opinion on this. So this is show and tell, but it's also sort of market research here.
Yeah.
So the first top two, the ones with sort of, the orbs around you, those are the scans we did. Okay.
That's the real me. So
that's the real you, what you're wearing. And then if you look, I don't know, can you see my cursor moving on the screen, or is that just on my screen?
Yeah, no, they can't see it. So
okay, can you see it now?
I can see it, but they cannot see it on YouTube. So
okay. So the first one, I guess, wearing the gray shirt.
Now they can see it. So there you go.
Now they can see it? Okay, great. So that's the scan that we did. The middle is actually a close-up photograph of the actual 3D color printed figure. And honestly, I don't think it's there yet.
That's got a bit of tweaking to do, but we learned quite a bit. Like there was doing the scan in color, there is just so many holes that you have to fill, I think. Like with my shirt was a big thing, trying to scan from underneath and like the belly holding out the shirt and things like that. So you can kind of see how the pants kind of bled into the shirt. So
yeah. My concern, and you'll see this more on the next slide, and I have a workaround for this, but my concern is that when you do, and maybe I'll just go right to the next slide to see if we can take a look at it. So when you look at these figures, and these are the HO scale figures, when you look at the figures, in a distant layout, they're kind of cool. But when you look close up, I find three things. I find that they're a little bit shiny. Sorry, I got to share Split Rock's comment.
I knew you would.
Oh, you saw it, did you?
Yeah, of course I did. I was trying to ignore it.
All right. My night just got a little bit better.
and Keith earlier asked if you're saying Sparky was a big mistake. So
I think there are three things that I see going on here. If you look at it as a background figure, it's great. But when you look at it close up, there are three things. One, they're a little bit shiny, and that's not a big deal because you can, hit it with some dull coat and knock the shine down. Number two, I don't know if you can see it, but there are little bits of kind of, it looks like filament or fluff, little bits of sort of fluffy stuff. You look like you've got cotton candy coming off you.
Yeah, I'm wearing a really old shirt there, I think.
Well, no, I'm talking about it's more the printing process. It's,
it looks like I've got little frays coming off my shirt.
Exactly. And then the third thing is, and this is really where, because remember, I'm a recovering graphic designer. So I'm very much into color. The color, and if this is where we go back, you were wearing a gray shirt. And if you look in the sort of the upper here, it's very much a gray shirt with sort of dark pants. But when you look at the way it printed out, you are looking very purple. So there's no way that I've found so far of being able to sort of color match. And my whole life is about color matching.
Yeah, I think if you were going to do a color scan for somebody, or if that's what they were requesting, you'd really have to get the colors right. and people would have to dress for it. Like I said, I wasn't prepared for a color scan, so I'm wearing
Yeah.
black and gray.
There is a way around, and yes, Paul, you're right. It was magenta, and it's the printing process because the printer that I am using for these color printouts is about a $75,000 US printer. And I don't own a $75,000 US printer. So, and I'm not about to buy a $75,000 printer. It's very, very expensive technology. So I have a friend slash business associate who I can subcontract to do the color, but I'm still trying to work out the profiles. One of the things that I can do, Sparky, and you can see it on this, is I can go in and I can digitally paint you having a white shirt and blue pants. And that's the next test I'm going to do, is I'm going to take basically your file, I'm going to digitally paint it, and I'm going to then output it. And I'm going to leave obviously the head and the skin and the shoes, anything that's got pattern printed on it. I'll leave that the same, but then we'll do something with a little bit of a cleanup on the shirt and the pants, and then see if that's a little bit better.
Well, this is a really great idea. I like the color prints and stuff that you're thinking about doing and everything, but I'd love to see it in the chat, because people have bought mini prints and they come in like the blue color type thing or an off gray when you print them. So how many people in the chat would really look for or want something that is already colored compared to something that comes in the blue or a gray color, and you're going to color it yourself, paint it yourself? And another question I think would be, instead of getting it printed in gray or something because you're looking at color, what about skin tones, and then somebody can paint the clothing?
Yeah, I mean, I want to just put Split Rocks up here because this is very much early days. So I think that we will see full 3D color printing.
For sure.
And I think that the cost will come down. I think that to Paul's comment, it does add quite a bit to a figure. So I think it's going to add about $5 to the cost of a figure to output it in color. And I don't really like the idea of putting something out and charging more money for it unless it's at total quality. Now, the good news is the geometry is perfect. So the actual physical shape, size, like all the little bits are there. Like the quality of the scan that we're getting is amazing. What I need to figure out right now is how do we get really, really good color? And if we are charging like an upcharge of say $5 a figure for the color version, and if people are willing to pay that, then how do we, just make sure that the color is really good? And that's what I'm experimenting now. I do think the future is going to be 3D printed color figures. And one of the things I'd very much like to do, if people want it, is come out with like the whole Edge series in color. So I definitely see an option for that.
Yeah, there was another question here. Is this resin or filament? And the thing
The
with
short
color
answer
printing is it's different.
It's neither. It's neither.
Yeah.
So this is a whole different technology. So this is a whole another beast, and it's a different food group. This is the stuff I'm using are your basic prosumer machines. These are the industrial $100,000 machines, and I need to learn how to, and it's consistency too. So I need to learn how to go from a color scan to a color output, because when you go from something where you have, a gray shirt and blue jeans to something that looks sort of pink and purple, I don't know.
And the other question on that too is how well is it going to print? Like there was people out there that were doing little prints or something. So on the mini me's they could like post it, but how well can you actually see that compared to the scan that we're doing in color and what it did to the shirt? Like,
yeah. Now, the other thing too is Ron would like you to be a mini robot. So we'll work on that next.
I love being a guinea pig, boys.
Yeah.
And girls. Sorry, Nancy.
I'm going to go back through the chat and sort of tally it up. To answer Stephen, I'm thinking that there will be about a $5 upcharge for the color printed ones. But I don't want to do that until, I mean, these are early days. I want to get it a little bit better. I'm going to print out.
Bernard, with being the early days, like filament printing, you can print like so much and the filament goes back and forth. Resin printing, you can put 50 things on a plate if it fits and it'll print 50 of the same thing. So with this new feature of color printing, can you do 50 at a time or is it one at a time? Like how would the cost kind of be broken down with that? Because
I'm working with my supplier right now.
Right.
looks like we've got one order.
Great.
I'm working with my supplier right now, and I think a lot of it comes down to volume. So like the Close to the Edge series is a great place to start with color because I could do a set of all 9 of them, or 6 of them or 3 sets of 3 or whatever. And I could release those in color. And I know that, I could sell X number of them. For each individual figure, it's hard to add color because then you'd have to do, a run of like 100 of each figure. And then, would they sell? So, color is not on demand. Color is going to be, it's either going to be, you get scanned by mini prints and then you choose color as an upsize.
Well, just to take an example, there was a couple people in the chat that said I'd take seagulls painted in color. That's gray and white basically, but I see what your point of view is. Like if you were going to do a color print, you would have to do 100 seagulls to make it cost effective. It's not just one at a time. So, and
honestly, I mean, seagulls,
I'm just using the seagulls as an example.
I know. So. I think some things will work, some things won't. Anyway, the good news is the point of all this is really just an excuse to get you on and say, hey, Sparky, what's new?
Oh, what's new? There's never anything new with me. I go to work and I come home. No, I'm just kidding. So
now, the whole point of this, though, is to say that we're playing with it. So, sure. I'm really interested in people's thoughts. We'll definitely bring this up again next month. Speaking of next month, I'm off April 1st and 2nd in Denver, and Wednesday the 5th.
You're flying solo.
Is the next live broadcast. So I'll have more information. And what I'd like to do, maybe have you back on because you see this one with you with a white shirt and blue pants. I'll have a whole bunch more tests by next month. Yeah. So maybe we'll be able to come back and revisit this.
Well, another thing that you were mentioning too is more lighting. So if we could do that and it helps fix it up a little bit too, like it's not much to get a little bit more lighting in your studio. You do have room. So
I have already purchased the lights. They will arrive tomorrow. Of course, they're arriving tomorrow, one night after I go live. Yeah. So I will have I've been very, is Heath still on? Human City, are you still here? I haven't seen you. I'm very jealous of Heath's lighting setup, and I don't know if you were watching last night or not. But I saw a little bit of how he lights from the top and the sides and all the rest of it. So I want to up my my audio game.
That is a directional light, by the way. So
what does that mean?
It means the closer it is to you with the direction of the mic, it picks your voice up better.
So is this better?
You turn it sideways, it might be a little bit better, but
is this better?
That's a lot better.
Is this better?
Well, that's still sideways. It's just upside down to you.
Is this better?
All right.
All right. Anyway, I'm going to up my sound, but I also want to up my light. And yes, the key with scanning in color is light. So I have a whole lighting setup coming. So we will up the game. But I don't even think it's light. I think it's digital. I think the future of figures is going in and painting them digitally, because I think that it's, we can better light the skin tones, but I think that when it comes down to something this small, it's going to have to be painted digitally.
The detail's not going to be there. Like if you look at somebody with an emblem on their shirt and stuff like that, I don't think at this point you're ever going to get that kind of thing printed.
Yeah.
But if somebody come with a black pair of pants on and a red shirt and their skin tone and maybe their hair color, you'd probably get that.
Yeah.
And like I said, the other thing I think I learned out of that whole thing is tucking my shirt. So.
Yeah. And there you go. You're the first. Shall we talk about, do you want to stay on while we talk about roadkill?
Yeah, sure. We can do the whole thing. So.
Okay. Well, you might as well stick around because the next up is going to be roadkill and peanut butter. And I think this is the first time I've ever hit my 1 hour mark without getting to the main attraction.
1 hour is only a guideline, Bernard. It's just something we go by, and after that, whatever. So
please bear with me. If you guys need to be somewhere at 8 o'clock, you're going to miss the good stuff. But let's keep going. So do you remember I shared this slide last month, and I mentioned how nobody makes HO scale, or not HO scale, but model railroad scale roadkill? Mm-hmm. Well, I have good news. I have the complete line of roadkill ready to go. So not only, I think I teased this year, this last month, the deer, but we have added, are you ready?
Uh-oh.
Armadillos, because the Southwest modeler said those are Southwest speed bumps.
Yeah.
A buck with full antlers, squirrels, and yes, the ever-present raccoons. So I'm thinking that I will list the roadkill probably tomorrow or on Friday. And what I'm thinking is probably listing a set of 2 or 3 squirrels, a couple raccoons, 1 buck, 1 doe, and I will probably list the armadillos, otherwise known as Southwest speed bumps, separately, just because those are so unique to the Texas, Arizona, area.
Yeah, so there you go in the chat. You're going to get it right away. Where are the possums? Where are the skunks? I know anybody from Australia is going to say, where's the roos?
Yep. So possums and skunks are on the list. Because I announced them last month, I wanted to show you where we were. And honestly, I have a couple competitors that literally copy everything I do 2 weeks after I do them. So since I mentioned it last month, I wanted to get these out first, and then I'll add to them. So skunks and possums definitely coming, but I think I'll probably release this set on Friday. Mike, it's very interesting that you mentioned that. All I will say on that, Mike, is come back next month because I will have news. And I'm going to leave it there.
Yeah.
And I guess Ray Ron is excited by roadkill. So, it's funny because roadkill is actually something that I have had a lot of requests for. And the beauty of these roadkills too, and you can't see them, but they are, no pun intended, they're dead flat on one side. So they just lay on the road beautifully. So everything is like, 3D and then just boom, flat. You just pop it on the side of your road and you're good.
Yeah, I know you were talking to me about the roadkill stuff, and I'm like, are you crazy? Like, why would you ever, who would ever want that? And then you showed this stuff to me, and I think the first words out of my mouth were just, oh, wow. Like, really? That's cool.
Because mini prints is all about crazy shit, right?
Yeah, but just the way you did it and the way they look, that is an oh wow feature. So
I will mention to Jeff, I won't do dogs and cats because being a dog and cat owner, that would just be too sad. Squirrels, yes. Raccoons, yes. But yeah, I'm not crazy about the dog and cat idea, personally.
Split Rock wants to know if you're going to do a lawyer.
Yeah, it would be pretty funny. Actually, here, I'm going to go full screen for 1 second because I'll show you something pretty funny. Can I go full screen while you guys are there? Hang on 1 second. Maybe I'll do this. I'll just do us. Do you know my 3D printed clowns, my scary clowns?
Yep.
I call them scary clowns, but Heath doesn't think clowns are scary. So this, one of my clowns failed to print.
Oh, geez.
So this is clown roadkill. So this is what happens.
So I want to name that one Heath the Clown.
This is what happens when you get steamrolled.
Yeah. So there is the first ever Heath the Clown.
So limited edition 1 of 1.
Oh, dear.
Completely flat. All right. So let's go back to the presentation, and I might set a world's record here. But how do I get... Okay, and I got to add you in. How do I add you in? There we go.
There you are.
You know what time it is?
I think it's peanut butter challenge time.
It's peanut butter challenge time.
All right.
So here's the funny thing. Guess how many challenges I had for October? I think this is right.
You really want me to guess? Because I think you told me.
14.
Yep.
Guess how many I had for Christmas?
I thought that was more.
14.
Was it?
Yeah. Guess how many I got for mini prints? For Valentine's Day. 14.
And it is all different people. I know that.
Oh, yeah, it's consistent, but I mean, it's funny. So would you like to see the 14 entries for the Mini Prints Valentine's Day Mini Build Challenge?
Well, I do want to see them, but how many times are we going to be doing the Mini Prints Mini Peanut Butter Challenge? How's that?
I'd like to do it once per quarter, so I'd like to do it 4 times a year. It is a lot of work. I don't want people to burn out, and I'd also rather have more entries on a less regular basis than every month and just have 2 or 3 people enter it. Awesome. So I'm thinking that it will be, the next one will be May or June. The one after that will be September, and the one after that will be sort of December. So something like that.
Yeah, so just a really quick poll. Like, you're thinking about doing one for May. Does anybody have any ideas for a peanut butter challenge for May? Throw that in the chat maybe while we're starting to go through this, and maybe we can pick an idea that comes from you. Yeah,
definitely. So let's take a look at these, shall we?
Oh, I think we should.
All right, so the first one is Bob Morrison's, and he called it Love Birds. It features my Feed the Pigeons print. This is done in S scale, and I really love when people add comments to their entry, because he said it was great fun doing this, and I will be entering it again in the future. So thank you so much, Bob. I love it, and I think this might be the first ever Mini Prints Challenge in S scale. So that's kind of cool. Brad Hutchins did a lovely one using, it looks like my Railfan photographer, and then my Holly and her horse. I should mention, and I did get a video of my wife with her horse, which I probably should have put in, and I'll put it in next month. But so far, all of the proceeds from the sales of Holly the Equestrian have gone to support a horse rescue called Out of the Ashes. And we've raised $400 for them so far. So that's pretty awesome. So thank you, everybody. And thank you, Brad. And this is, I think, a lovely equestrian-themed peanut butter lid. And I love, too, that he's actually got, like, the edges coming up. Because most people, like, sort of go up to the edge of the lid. So he's actually put it inside the lid, which I think is really clever. So I think this is a really, really good entry.
Yeah, most people have the lid turned up the other side and do it on the top. So that's ingenious doing it.
Yeah,
that way.
it's really clever. It's
That's
also
almost thinking outside the
the
lid.
lid or inside the lid.
Yeah, there you go.
Christian did this one. It's called CR plus SR, and he used the mini prints tagger and the onlooking pigeon. You can see the pigeon up there. And he modeled it, and it's all except the dumpster, which was modeled by SR. I don't know what that is. And he hand painted the wall graffiti in acrylics, which is pretty cool. I think it's very clever. And that mini prints graffiti artist, that's very popular. That's a really fun one. This is Craig Drenko. And it looks like he's got the evil overlord there. I'm not quite sure what's happening in this scene, but there's a lot going on. It's kind of interesting.
I just noticed the person sitting in a room in the back, I think.
Yeah.
And there's two people there. So
there is. Am
It's
I
Love Me.
echoing?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
But I think that one's like Love Me from a Distance.
Maybe.
Yeah. Love Me from Afar.
My good friend Hector Turner said it's not really a Valentine's Day theme, but I do love the movie. And I think this is really fun because he used the air raid siren. So this is the CRM air raid siren, which is a Canadian air raid siren. There was one on top of my public school that I went to in the 1970s, left over from the 1950s Cold War era. And he, of course, added it to the police car, and he built the mural, which is really interesting, combining 15 to 20 different screenshots from the movie and then digitally removed all the people in front of it. So there was quite a lot of work in this one, and we got to get the band back together. Nothing? No laughter? Okay.
Nope. I'm leaving that one alone.
This is a little odd, and I think Chris was trying to propose to me. I don't really know how to take this, but I think Go Via or Go Home and I are now engaged. So,
but the swans are a great touch.
The swans are a great touch. Okay, so Lynn McCurdy, who, thank you for your sticker, who we mentioned earlier, said Rick with a big heart, and Heath with his microphone, and Sparky with a bouquet of roses, all courting a woman, will leave it at that, while Cupid decides who to shoot with its last arrow. And somehow, and I'm not exactly sure why, I made an appearance in one of the photos. So I thought for a minute that I was Cupid there, but then I saw Cupid is actually on the peanut butter lid. So yeah. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing in the background, but I'm overseeing it.
I just like the fact that Cupid is pointing at Heath.
I think Cupid is pointing at Heath, but you're there. You're there, Sparky.
Yeah.
And so is Rick the Tree.
Awesome.
And I mean, I think this is probably the most Valentine's Day themey. So nice, solid entry. Nathan said he decided to make it bigger. And I don't know what the Colette Art Tower is, but it's a tower and it's a piece of art. So I'd be very interested in learning more about the Colette Art Tower. So another solid entry. Nissy J, who I hope is still with us. This was quite the write-up, so I want to read it because this is very cool. So Nissy sort of sent the biggest write-up, and it's so cool that I wanted to include the whole thing. So Nissy titled this Love Lasts Forever. She modeled an archaeological site on a farm in the UK. So I'm getting a real Detectorists theme here. Has anyone seen that show? Great show if you haven't seen Detectorists. The farmer uncovered the final resting place of King Arthur and Guinevere, proving once and for all that King Arthur was real. Guinevere followed him into battle, for she loved him so very much and could not be apart from him. In the grave, he has Excalibur and his crown. While the archaeologists are at lunch, the farmer must keep sightseers away. I mean, I love that. That is like, it's just such a well thought out. I mean, I love the backstory, right?
It's amazing. It's just to look at that is just the thought that went into it.
I love it.
And the story, like she's trying to put a picture there for you. So
yeah, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
And the tractor just highlights it.
I think this is probably the most clever mini print challenge PB lid I've ever seen. So it's a random draw, but I gotta say that for pure creativity, Paul, wow. So he ended up with 2 lids, so he used them both. He calls it bridging the gap, and there are 9 mini prints on there. So on one side, and there was a whole write-up, I didn't quite get it all in there. I'll have to go back. But on one side, you see the equestrian offering something to the dog. In the middle, you see Daisy on her bicycle. And over here on this side, you see the folks feeding the pigeons. I mean, this is just completely awesome. To use 2 peanut butter lids and build a bridge between them. This one blew me away. So I got to say a huge, huge thumbs up on this one. Very, very clever.
I got no words for that except to say that I love it. It's great.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It really is fantastic.
The only thing I can really think of is I really hope there's a way to take that out of the lids and put that on your layout.
Yeah, totally. And bonus points for the next challenge if someone uses 3 lids.
Oh, here we go.
All right, Rick, fantastic. He calls this one In the Park, Forever in Love. And I've got to say that whenever anyone adds lighting to a challenge, it blows me away. But not only did he add lighting, but look at the color and look at the photography. Like, this is probably the most beautifully lit mini print lid challenge ever.
And to kind of even look at that more, he's using tulips.
I know, they're brilliant.
So,
I mean, I love the lighting on this one. I just absolutely love it. This one is super, super, super clever. So Stephen Sherwood, there have been a few people in the past that have cut a lid in half. So I've seen that concept done before. But for Stephen, what he did is he did summer water versus winter water. So he did the Zamboni, the Mini Prince Zamboni on ice on one side, and then the Mini Prince Alaskan fishing boat with water on the other side. I think that's just brilliant. And then the beautiful little backdrops on each side. This is like brilliant creativity.
So that's like a love-hate relationship.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm not sure which he loves more, the summer water or the winter water. But it's a very, I mean, that's what I really, really love about these peanut butter lid challenges is just the creativity and the thought. And it really is a great idea. I gotta put up Wigwag's comment here, but these ideas are just super, super, super clever. Thomas Gazer, aka Split Rock. I hope you're still here, Split Rock, because this gave me a real laugh. So poor Pepe Le Pew is misunderstood once again. The poor neighborhood cat has again knocked over a can of white paint. Pepe sends a heart-shaped scent of perfume from his tail, only to be jilted as the cat runs up the nearest tree. Maybe Pepe will find true love by next Valentine's Day. That's pretty awesome.
That is cool.
I love it.
It doesn't bring back any memories of my childhood at all.
It does. I grew up on these. I literally,
I know.
like, I can actually, like, when I look at the picture of Pepe, I can hear his voice. Like, I'm not going to do it on air because it'll be horrible, but I can actually hear Pepe Le Pew
Oh, my
darling.
baby.
My
Oh,
baby.
my baby. You got to come to me. I love
My
you so
darling.
much.
All right. And I think, oh, and the last one. Now, this one's interesting. This is the only one not to use a lid. And I suppose there are no rules. I mean, the peanut butter lid challenge, I have allowed peanut butter lid challenges before without a lid. So it's all about the creativity. So I'm not what's the word, disqualifying anyone.
I guess the biggest rule that you've really got is like 3.5 inches type
Yeah.
ordeal, right?
Yeah,
To kind of
exactly.
give a base to start with, right? So
Exactly. So it's just to get people modeling. I think what I absolutely adore about this, and I've never ever seen done before. I mean, maybe it has been, but he's got my Santa on a motorcycle pulling the sleigh, which I think is just so fun. So that's it. That's all 14 of them. And that pretty much rounds out the evening. So I've got a few housekeeping things, but why don't I go to my random number generator? I'm going to go to the internet. I'm going to go random number generator. I would share, I guess I can share the screen. Hang on. In the spirit of full transparency, hang on. Let me see if I can do this. I'm going to stop sharing. And then
Maurice is saying, plus it should include some mini print models. I think the biggest thing is it's nice if it includes mini print models, but again, there's no real rules. So
no, and I don't really want to. I don't want to discourage anyone. And there's also that no purchase necessary rule.
Yeah.
So I want to make it about fun. No one has done one without a mini print on it yet. But I mean, if you want to come to the party, I'm not turning anyone away.
Well, just to put you on the spot before you do this challenge or do the random generator, how many mini prints do you actually have?
Like total number of different variations?
Yeah, like from people to squirrels to roadkill to.
Okay, are you including the fact that every mini print comes in 4 scales and HO?
No, just each individual one. If I was to get every mini print in HO scale, how many would I get?
No idea.
No idea?
No idea.
So all I'm basically trying to get at is it would be nice if a mini print was on the peanut butter challenge.
Yeah.
And Bernard Mini Prints has so many to choose from. And it's hard not to go to the website and buy a lot of them because you just get surfing around and I need this, I want that. You check out the mini me's for sure. Pick up a me and a Heath, right? Soon there's going to be a Bernard on there.
Yeah.
There's just so many things you can put on there, but it doesn't have to be. But it is so easy to include a mini print in the peanut butter challenge.
That's
my push.
I love that Heath just discovered, like you recognize that I asked all those questions just to specify that I have no idea. And I was thinking about that as I was asking those questions. It's like, I want to really drill down to find out exactly what you're asking before I can tell you that I have no idea what the answer is.
And I also got to say, make sure if you go there, buy the mini me's, make sure you get a Rick the Tree too. So.
Oh yeah. Shall I hit generate?
You should.
Okay. So the minimum is 1. The maximum is 14. I'm going to hit generate. A number is going to come up and then we're going to figure out who wins. Are you ready?
Let's do it right now.
Okay. 3. So let's go figure out who number 3 is, okay? Okay, so hang on. I'm going to stop sharing that screen.
If it's Chris Ward, does that mean you and him are married?
Well, we're definitely engaged. Okay, so let me go back to... Here we go. Let's go back to the beginning. So this is the part where I make everyone nauseous. So close your eyes while I go back in time.
The thing is, I get to see this twice because I have 2 screens up and there's 17 seconds behind.
So let's go. We're going to find number 3. Ready? Number 1, Bob. Number 2, Brad. Number 3.
There you
Christian,
go.
congratulations. All right, I will be in touch with your $50 mini print gift card. And thank you for everyone who entered. We are all winners because we all shared in the fun and in your creativity. And I think we'll do the next one in May. How's that sound?
Awesome. And hopefully in the chat, there's quite a few ideas that popped up. So,
yep. And Greg Baker, who is on Amtrak, is now arriving in Madeira, California. So if you are in Madeira, am I saying that right? If you're in Madeira, California, pop into the station, say hello to Greg. He's on Amtrak.
Right. Heath wants to know if he's a winner too.
We're all, whoops. What would you like to win? Well, Heath, you have won an Amherst 2023 pin.
Yeah, Heath, you just got to come up and get it.
Christian is here and says thank you. Is he here?
I haven't seen him in the chat yet, but he might be.
Unless Sean Rogers, are you Christian Ritz?
Christian is here and says thank you. So,
okay, I guess I'm confused, but that's okay. We will be in touch.
Oh, okay. So he's sitting
right next to me. I get it. Perfect. Okay, well, brilliant. Well, then congratulations. I will be in touch. This is fantastic. It all makes sense now. Well, that is wonderful. Lovely entry. Well done. It's all random, but the random number generator never lies. Okay. So let's roll this puppy into the end. Let's finish it up for the longest broadcast ever. You will see one last flip of all of them as I get to our next slide, which is to say the Mini Prints merch shop. If you would like your very own t-shirt, hat, mug, or other thing, I guess I should probably make beer cozies, shouldn't I?
That's an idea.
Yeah, summer's coming, so maybe we'll get the beer cozies on there. Get rid of the winter hats and the beer cozies. What else? I think the final slide of the evening, unless everyone wants to just chat, is please once again. Ooh, hang on. Oh, here we go. Bottle openers, pint glass, Mini Prints pint glass.
Nice. You can get those.
Yeah. Okay, wig. I'm on it. Yeah. And Maurice wants a beer mug.
Nice.
I'll assume you said beer mug, but that's awesome. Yes. I think we definitely have to have a beer theme. 100%. All right. I'm on it, folks. You'll see it next month. Promises. Hit the thumbs up for some reason. Please do.
You can get beer glasses made up. I know this is one of mine, but
yeah. All right. Yeah, because then I won't have to drink from this anymore. I can drink from a mini. Oh, all right. Well, once again, the audience has spoken. Facebook and Instagram are the primary ways I bring out and announce new products. If you would like to reach me, by all means, email or messenger or any of the channels are a good way of doing it. Feel free to check out the Facebook or Instagram, where I will make announcements of all the new and exciting things, including when we refine the color on the Sparky, because that's important. Please do come back and join me April 5th after the Denver show. I'm sure I'll have all sorts of comments, stories, surprises, fun, things like that. What else? Yes, subscribe if you haven't on YouTube. And I think that's it. I think our first ever hour and a half broadcast. Good night, everyone.
Always a blast hanging out with you, Bernard. So
lots of fun.
Yeah, and we'll get some more going on those color scans, working together, and see what we can bring out. So,
And thank you for coming on.
well, this is my show, isn't it? Can you come on to my show?
You're up next Wednesday, right?
I am so, sir, and I'm going to pick a winner for my contest that I did. So,
okay. So then the last thing we should say is, when are we going to watch you next?
Next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, I will
Okay.
be live.
Okay.
And that's all about the YouTube meet and greet. Basically, we'll talk about that and go through some of the entries, talk about who entered, and pick a winner. And the prize is well over $1,000. I think I'm going to do 2 prizes. So,
Okay.
Bernard, I think you're going to be on the hook for 2 $50 gift certificates for mini prints.
Perfect. I love it. All right. So next Wednesday, same bat time, same bat channel. Well, not my channel, your channel. And
the same 2 bad people, though.
And eat a lot of peanut butter.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because we got another challenge coming. Good night, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks for joining. From the city that's about to go to sleep. Good night, everybody.
Bye. Bye.